Take two.
Go.
We are about to remove a vanity.
What's going on in here?
This weekend, I am filming in a flight path shop. How hungry are you? I'll take all day. This is potentially the most awkward project ever. I just said jazzed up. Dude, you're missing a flight.
Weekender 410 behind the design.
It's like you've done it a time or two. I don't want that.
Okay, go.
All right, all right, guys, welcome to Behind the Design. Looks like the flap is down, like in my eyesight. It's not down, right?
He's operated a camera before.
Shut up. Shut up. Hey guys, welcome to the Weekender Behind the Design. I just finished up a massive kitchen renovation with Caitlin this weekend. It was one for the books. It was a seriously intense weekend, but in the end, she loved it and we survived, so it's a win-win. If you haven't watched this episode yet, make sure you go check it out first. There will be some major spoilers in this Behind the Design episode. So let's jump in, shall we? All right, let's kick it off by talking about what the homeowner loved and hated about her space. And this is kind of becoming a trend, guys. Caitlin didn't really love anything in her kitchen. It was really, really small. So we'll just basically tell you the hates. It was really, really small. She hated the aqua countertops. She hated the backsplash that kind of had like a circa 1990s, like, I don't know, it had these little like glam tiles mixed in with plain white tile. I'll tell you what I hated. I hated that you could potentially fall from her kitchen down to her cement basement if you stepped the wrong way.
Right next to the table, we have this lovely baby gate that we call the death trap.
Because what's down?
Oh yeah, it's a big drop down to the basement.
Serious drop down into the basement. She also hated, oh goodness, her kitchen table was way oversized for the space, and also the style was just 1,000,000% all wrong. Huge chairs, glass table. She hated it. It had to go. I agreed. As far as what she loves, she absolutely loves her home. It is this small little home on an awesomely cute street in one of the best neighborhoods in Philadelphia. It is adorable, and she loved everything about the house. She's actually renovated like her bathroom and her bedroom and her living room all to fit her, except for this kitchen. It just seemed too big, too overwhelming, and it was the only thing, like it was the final piece she needed to make this her perfect dream home. When Caitlin described her style, she described it as eclectic, industrial, and mid-century modern. Other than that was like, just do what you do, which I'm like, okay, well, you gotta tell me a little more. So I checked out her pins and I saw kind of the way she was heading, and man, if her current kitchen situation, it was so far from where she wanted to be. I feel like the space ended up pretty eclectic between the butcher block and the backsplash and the floor. Those all had different vibes, but they worked together. She also said that she shies away from really loud colors, but I pushed her a little bit with the floor that we put in, and in the end, she loved it. In fact, I think it was her favorite part. Let's talk about a couple projects from the makeover. The first one I want to chat about is that wood slatted wall. Little backstory in this project is that the homeowner had had these stairs redone when she moved in, and it wasn't just any wood. This was old reclaimed wood from an old Philadelphia church. They were made out of this like reclaimed beautiful yellow pine, which was just stained perfectly. They were really, really pretty stairs. But I needed to add a project to them. I needed to make them safer, basically on the bottom half, so that no one fell to their death, including me during the weekend. So I had to be really careful when I planned this project out. I didn't want to be putting 10,000 screws in this amazing, vintage wood. So what we did is run a piece along the top and run a piece along the bottom that we attached with just a couple screws into the nice staircase. And then all of my slats could go into my added piece instead of putting a lot of holes in. I mean, I don't anticipate them taking that down anytime, but still, when you're dealing with really cool wood that someone took the effort to go and reclaim and put into their home, you don't want to be putting 1,000,000 screws into it. So we were really careful of that, and I feel like what we added, no one would ever know that it was an addition. So they might even think it came from the old church as well. The other project I want to chat about just a bit is the wood floor project. I mean, I would love to know how many of you thought I was crazy when I opened up aqua paint, red paint, brown paint, navy paint, black paint, and all those stain colors. I think Caitlin was kind of like, what is this chick doing? And especially when she saw that aqua, because she was like, oh, did I mention I hate my aqua countertops? And I'm like, yeah, let's give you an aqua floor. But I think that aqua color, when combined with stain, really kind of gives off like an old patina look to it. And as soon as I combined the two, I think she was like, oh, wait. Like, I didn't think that was gonna be awesome. Like, look at that, it's really cool. And she ended up saying it was like her favorite color in the whole floor project. What I was thinking with the floor is that I really wanted it to have like an old reclaimed feel to it. I wanted it to look worn down. And we did a few different things and made a few different design decisions that were maybe unconventional, but got me to where I wanted to be. One of them was top nailing the wood. So we did that so you could actually see nail holes. Typically, when you're putting in hard wood like that, you'd come in at the side in the tongue and groove area and hide your nails, but I was perfectly fine seeing them, and I think it added and gave character. So that was one thing we did. The other thing was we imperfectly finished these floorboards. So not every board was painted perfectly edge to edge, double coats or anything. We did a single coat on each one, and some of them we were okay with the natural wood shining through. And a little like behind the scenes that you wouldn't even know is we didn't polyurethane this floor yet, which we left polyurethane with Caitlin, because she's like a mad DIYer now, and we told her to basically live on the floor until she got it to a place where she was happy with the distressed look. So I told her, have a couple parties, invite people over the next 2 months, and once the floor is where you want it, then polyurethane the floors, go away for a weekend, poly them again, because you kind of need to be out and off of it for a couple days. And then her floor will be totally finished. But it's kind of a neat trick, and it's not something that we could really show you during the episode, but it's a really cool way to get kind of a little bit of her personality and her family's use kind of right into the floor. Funniest moment for me of the entire weekend is Jason with his random rubber gloves. Yeah, were you doing dishes? Why are you wearing rubber gloves?
Protect the hands.
You have like a different kind of glove for every project that we do. This guy kills me because he is a rule follower, a directions reader, and like he just, if there's a glove or a tape or a specialty brush that you could possibly use for a project, he's gonna have it. Seriously, it looks like you were like ran to your other job washing dishes and then came back to pop in this.
Yeah, just so I don't get it under the nails and gooey and stuff like that.
So you need a fresh mani. Maybe he was like super concerned about a mani he had gotten or something. I don't know. I gotta recommend the gel nails to him. They're the only way to go for a DIYer. We have the best crew around, and we have a lot of fun during our weekends. You have to if you're working as hard as we all are. So here's a few gems that you probably didn't see in the app.
Oh, ice maker, yeah.
Oh, you're
Wait.
crunching them in there.
Oh,
Are you in there?
Yeah.
I'm trapped.
Oops, did I?
Here's Johnny.
You're so creepy.
Yep, I
wish I closed on you.
just got my head out of there in time. You're trying to get me, aren't you?
I was, actually.
All right.
I legitimately can't get my damn drill up there.
This is gold, man. We're just gonna let it play.
This is great. I'm getting sweatier, more annoyed by the second. You guys are gonna edit all that out, right? Just a zoop zoop, done. None of the struggles. Yep,
Am I blocking? Whoa.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm okay.
We don't have that on camera? Or do we?
We do. We have a lot going on in here, but choked on my hair. As far as what I have planned for this bathroom, in my bathroom, we're not doing a bathroom. Okay, so that's about all the inside scoop I have for this one. Leave me your questions below. I will get back to you if you have them about this project or any DIY projects you're working on. And of course, make sure you're subscribed to the Lowe's YouTube channel, guys. You don't wanna miss a single episode of The Weekender. See you next week.